ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रसारिणे निर्विशेषाय शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। And today I was just reading the newspaper. The dollar is going to increase by 7. No, the petrol is going to increase today night by 7.5. Somebody wants to kill him. 10% suddenly. Now at this time, generally people's mind becomes very, very agitated. And they feel the weather, you all read Bhagavad Gita, does it all have any solution for us? Does it have any solution? Can we solve this problem actually? Anyway, why do these problems arise? So let us analyze it from different angles, something which is predominating in everybody's mind. Number one, if this shloka is talking about everything everybody should do as a duty. Everybody is talking about India's story, India growing at 9%, and they made a forecast also, India becomes the richest country in the world. Correct? And even better than China, some people started saying. Now many people say India's story is over. This year they have reduced it to 6.1, 6.2 something. And they have no hope. Many people have no hope now it is going to. And one of the reasons has been, now let us take from materially, then build spiritual higher and higher. We know that people did not do things as a duty. Many people were caught red-handed, causing loss to the country of lakhs of crores. We cannot even count the zero. If we count the number of zeros, we will get bewildered. What is lakh crore, we cannot understand also. 1 crore itself is like big figure. If you get 1 crore money, it's like too much. And think about 10 crore, 100 crore, it is like, suppose somebody gets 100 crore, it's so high. 1000 crore, now we start doing jittery. Then 10,000 crore, lakh crore. Imagine, at this level somebody could go. Yeah, because people are not trained. In fact, why is it that people become so crazy? Because the mistake is of, and this whole chapter is of sannyasa. Sannyasa means abstinence. Sata, nyasa. I reject something because I want to achieve something spiritual. Today the society lacks any spiritual goal. Zero. You go to all these people who actually looted the country, lakh crore, 100 crore, even their supporters or even the whole government, you will not find one person with an understanding what is the ultimate aim in life. In a college, their ultimate aim is if they get a job with a good salary or the company which is well known and they feel like it's successful. Nobody knows what's the goal of life. Sata Nyasa. Therefore it comes for achieving, for understanding and realizing, not only just understanding, realizing the absolute truth, person sacrifices. That is called sannyas. Sannyas is not in the dress is external. Sannyas is that a person is ready to sacrifice. It is good. Immediately it's a pleasurable thing, no? Suppose I scratch my hand now, how many times you repeat that? It's pleasurable. But if you keep scratching, blood will come, sir. It has to be given up this foolishness. So similarly, for achieving a higher truth, and also at the same time, getting rid of the foolishness we are in, person sacrifices. So unless in the society, sannyasa principle is brought in, and if the people are only going to, and if it is as a so-called dozen-headed leaders, either political or even so-called generally the religious leaders, they have no idea actually. They change, twist the whole way. They don't have courage. How many of them have courage to say, this is not the aim of life, sir. Aim of life is to sacrifice everything for Krishna's pleasure. Some of them are such atheists, they cannot even utter the name of Krishna. And even if they think Krishna, they don't know what Krishna they are referring to. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what can be expected? When people don't have a clear information and neither a realization of what is their goal of life, then the goal of life becomes material amenities. And the goal of life becomes material amenities, then by hook and crook I have to get it. If I get a laptop, I become happy, then by hook and crook I'll get it. Emergency knows no loss. If I think that if I don't have this thing, I will be suffering. Who wants to suffer? Then whatever he can, he will do somehow to get it. Just like education today. Whole education is becoming gradually a farce. Why? Because the whole intention is somehow get a good grade. You don't need to learn the subject. And when teachers participate in it, there is no need to study textbook. You study by these little notes and stuff. These are the important questions. Somehow pass this course. Even they have no interest. Because then if you are really trying to teach the culture, it's not that the students are like that. The very culture is to bunk classes. The culture is to somehow avoid studying the subject. Somehow some shortcut, get some marks and pass and go. So a person victim of the culture, it doesn't like to really participate in the process. A teacher wants to be popular among in this culture. Then a cool teacher means he somehow participates in the whole cheating business. Then there is neither satisfaction for the student, neither for the teacher in this whole cheating business. There is academic education. I'm not saying academic education is a very great thing, but whatever it is, in due respect, even that is a farce. So why is it actually that people are becoming victim of all kind of this process? Because fundamentally they have forgotten. The mistake comes between moderation and abstinence. When I know the goal is to achieve the shelter of the Lord, when I know the goal is the realization of God, then there is some principle which is called abstinence, which comes in this world. There is no abstinence otherwise. If the goal is not there, then nothing is good, nothing is bad. How much thousands of hours of lecture can be taken by these foolish leaders? Nobody will become honest by them. And what they do to bring honesty in this world? Some Desh Bhakti. Vedas throw Desh Bhakti in dustbin. There is no conception like that. Patriotism does not exist in the Vedic literature. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This crippled idea, I am good and my brother is good and the rest people are bad, is kicked out from the Vedic literature. The whole world is good. Why only your brother is good? You're only my countrymen are good. India is special. Prabhupada, whenever anybody in any lecture brought out India, Prabhupada immediately shut him down. So what is the nonsense? Why are you bringing this low-minded mentality? Krishna does not say in Bhagavad Gita, Yada Yada Hindu Dharma Siklani Bhagavad. Why are you bringing all these sectarian things? So no, what we are trying to bring is some principles. The principle try to understand is that first thing we understand our goal. I am speaking on very basic terms. Our goal of life is the realization of Krishna. When that is a goal, then what happens next? Abstinence comes into practice. Otherwise, there is no abstinence. Abstinence becomes a moral principle which is a showpiece in the society, which I don't believe in actually. Today nobody, they talk. Take any doctor, he will tell, yes, you should not drink liquor. 90% of doctors drink liquor. Shame actually. Doctors. Who are you talking to? And you tell them to give gupshup on anything, they will give 2 hours bhasham on anything. But they cannot stop drinking. He's a doctor. Physician, heal thyself first. Why we should even take treatment for it? Abstinence. Even that's a medicine system has also become that. No doctor will tell the patient, avoid all this thing. No, you can eat. I remember I used to have certain time ago, so maybe 1 decade ago, I used to regularly get this cold infection. The climate in Bangalore. And I used to go to doctor. They never tell me abstinence. You avoid all this thing, be careful, you not get sick. No. You take me this antibiotic, you pay me 400 rupees medical fees for seeing you for 5 minutes. It's a standard. Seeing the doctor can identify in 2 minutes. It's a waste of time and money. We go to this doctor. Sometimes, not every time. Sometimes. And then they give you this medication that, it's just like even a compounder will know. You don't have to go to a doctor for that. They'll say, yeah, you take this medication, some antibiotic, heavy course, generally foreign medicines, latest generation one, which will rip you apart, expensive. And you are back within 2 weeks again. This is how business is doing. They will not teach you actually properly what should be done, what should not be done. So in every field of activity, even the leaders, if a leader today stands out honestly and he says, yes, if you want to advance, if the country wants to be rich and prosperous, first thing is dharma. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. First thing is dharma. First thing is the principles. If the principles are not followed, then artha cannot come to the country. If artha is there, whatever is there will vanish. Kama, based on artha, what happens next? Kama. Even if you get money, that should not be used for any sinful activity. So foundation is dharma, therefore no sinful activity happens. Dharma, artha, kama, I enjoy in a regulated way. So there is a hope for me to advance spiritually. And moksha last stage, where I develop a desire to reach the lotus feet of the Lord. I am just taking in this way, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Now, generally, what happens is that in the society, dharma is some set of rules and regulations with just a showpiece. Artha next. Artha means, next is artha. Artha means person, even if he goes for, today generally the idea is like this. Dharma means a person regulates himself. Actually, the real purpose is he regulates himself by orders of the scripture. That doesn't exist in the society today. Dharma is some kind of moral principles, which people talk about, don't follow. Just like doctors cannot stop drinking. What are your principles? Once a person is addicted to vices, then there is no culture remaining. You are not a human being, you are less than an animal. Then next comes artha. Artha means whatever money I get from my profession, actually meant for service to the Lord. I have a mouth, it should be used for glorification of the Lord. I have a hand, it should be used for glorification of the Lord. I have a mind, it should be used to think about the Lord. Everything, whatever I have, is for the Lord's glorification. So that way a person thinks about the resources he is having. He thinks about how the resources should be used for the pleasure of the Lord. He doesn't think about anything else. That is how it is. But today it is not like that. People keep the money, whatever they get, they think this money is for my pleasure. No, sir. It is not your money. It is not Lakshmi then anyway. Just like Ravana's duplicate Sita. What Ravana got was never real Sita. He got duplicate Sita. That is also wrong. Then comes Kama. Kama means actually the sanctioned comforts of life. But today Kama people don't mean that. They think all sinful activities is sanctioned. Not sanctioned. And then moksha. These people don't have moksha, which is real vairagya, liberation from this world. Now, actually the principle of life is, therefore in the Bhagavad Gita there is said, regulated principles of freedom. The principle of life is to follow certain regulation, so that I am free to advance spiritually. Free for what? Prabhupada says regulated principles of freedom. Free for what then? If you follow these regulations, actually you become free to advance spiritually. If you do not follow the regulation, like anchor at a trap, you cannot move. There is no freedom. Some people feel, conversely, because they have no aim to achieve the pleasure of the Lord. They have no aim to satisfy the Lord. Lord is the personality served. Prabhupada says the atheist people, they shudder in the name of the Lord because they know that so much punishment is waiting. Just like a thief doesn't like to accept. Actually, atheists are generally very sinful people, openly empty. Any atheist you catch him, very sinful man. Any person you say there is no God, just look at his life. Very sinful. Very low class people actually. All your anger everybody has. We should put on all these people. Atheists, Mayavadis, impersonal, low class people. So now what happens is that when atheist people, they talk about God, they shudder actually, heart of the heart, deep in their heart, they shudder at the thought of God. Because they know what all sinful activity they are doing. They know the kind of punishment they will undergo. They know that. Therefore, they like to believe there is no God. It's a bias. We like to believe so many things. So now what comes actually is that dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So person should be therefore very, very conscious, because I have to please the Supreme Personality. Certain things it does not like. How to get rid of those things? At least the desire should. Yes, that is dharma. Regulated. Prabhupada said dharma doesn't mean this crazy what people have created way of living. No, sir. Dharma means orders of Krishna. There is no other meaning of that. Dharma means orders. Orders given by the Lord directly or repeated by his servants in this world. That's all. But dharma doesn't mean anything else. What are the orders of God? Now what happens is that when somebody wants to please the Lord, then where is the freedom to please? Mind is trapped by these vices. So when I follow regulations, I become free. Now the mistake that has happened, because we had these crazy leaders, all jokers. You become a leader means you should have some idea at least. Tell the correct information. And you didn't have the correct information, what people should do. You gave an information, you develop. If economically country is rich, that will be very nice. This is a completely incomplete information. No individual can be happy just by money. How can a nation be happy just becoming rich? No, it's not a correct information you gave society. Instead of leading, you have misled the society. And the result is this. We have so-called people, everybody trying to root the country. Then there is so much corruption. And then nobody now wants to make anything. Everybody is scared to make any decision. And they say it's like a chaos. People are always lost any respect for the government. In fact, nobody wants to get any decision done from the government. They run to the court now. At least there somewhere some respect is remaining. So it's a very strange situation. But where did we make the fundamental mistake? We made a mistake thinking abstinence is not needed. We can enjoy anything, sir. No, sir. Rishabhadeva says, Nunam pramataha kurute vikarma. You certainly become mad and you will do sinful activity. Yata indriya priti apanoti. Your sense gratification is the goal of your life. That cannot become the goal of the life. The goal of the life remains to purify us. Today I am having fever. Now what people are doing, instead of abstinence, they come to something which is a big trap of Maya called moderation. Moderation is nothing but a sliding slope, what you call technically in English, sliding slope. Nothing. Okay, basically a person has no courage to follow abstinence. Person has no respect for the orders of Krishna. Person has no strength to follow the rules and regulations. At least he should feel ashamed of that. Correct? Krishna has given an order, a supreme authority. Who can be a greater authority than Krishna? If something Krishna has said and you're not able to follow, we should be ashamed of that. But instead of being ashamed of that, people give a stupid philosophy today, which is called moderation. It is nothing but a trap of Maya. It is nothing but a trap of Maya. You get trapped. Nothing. Just like Prabhupada says, instead of 98.4, you're getting 100 degree temperature, and we are saying it's fine. It's not fine. There is some technical terms in professional ethics. We say normalizing deviance. Deviance should not be normalized. If there is a deviance, what we should do immediately? Immediately we should correct it. Correct? So you have temperature 98.99, 100. Call a doctor immediately. Or visit a doctor. Do something about it. Don't normalize it. If you are maintaining fever for 1 month, something is wrong with you. So similarly, the society today, instead of living a peaceful, pure life, 98. We're not saying 0 degree. Some food is needed. 0 degree means no food. That is not practical. At least for the conditions. So. Therefore, acharyas are not giving 0 degree. Death will occur. They are saying 98. We need to eat something. Some comforts are needed under the orders of Krishna. But moderation principle is something else. It moderates vices. That is what is moderation. There may be moderation in eating, sleeping. That's another issue. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says there moderation is needed. If you eat too much or too little, if you sleep too much or too little, that's a different issue. But we are talking not nowhere in the Shastra there is moderation of vices. But this is what the society is today promoting. Moderation of vices. And then what happens? And you see, though, if you go to scriptures, particularly you touch the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, the topmost Vedic literature, there is not a slightest of compromise visible there. So if you are associating there, if you are associating with Krishna and his devotees, not only you see highest of principles, you will see examples of that. You see devotees so happy and blissful. You hear about devotees so happy and blissful. You see Krishna enjoying with his devotees in another, because abstinence only creates a platform for spiritual pleasure. If moderation is there is no question of spiritual pleasure. When abstinence is there, when the system is starved of sense gratification, only on that platform spiritual pleasures can start. It is same energy of the Lord which you can take as Yogamaya or Mahamaya. Finally, energy is one only. Prabhupada, it's not just like engineer can convert into heater into cooler. Basically, it's just the same principle. Either you can convert a refrigeration or a heating system. Any mechanical engineer should be able to do that, provided he studied. Now, in the same way, the devotee of the Lord, the same energy which is actually acting as deluding energy, can be converted to internal energy of the Lord and will give spiritual satisfaction. Technically, it is called differently, Yogamaya and Mahamaya. But Mahamaya is nothing but an expansion of Yogamaya. That's nothing. Same thing. So, we are today, when we go for moderation, actually, we are inviting vices. We are justifying. We are not even feeling ashamed. If you are feeling ashamed, no, then you will go, no, take advice. But today, the sinful people in the world have created an excuse of moderation. And this is the Western culture. There's no influence of the Western culture. This is the influence of Western culture. It's somehow, in the society, where there was no room for vices. There was nothing. Even tea drinking was not there in India. This was also introduced by Britishers. The rest of all things have come one by one. It was, even if it is there, it was for sinful people, not for any respectable person. Anarjashtam, not for any respectable person in the society. So, as in the philosophy of moderation, all the vices are allowed. Then what happens next? People become degraded. And degraded people mean dharma is gone. Once we have crossed the boundary of dharma, then artha, even if it is there, sir, it will go. So now we speak on the highest principle. Highest principle is, yes, Prabhupada is speaking the purport on the highest platform. So now we can understand a little touched upon it. We can touch upon it every day. The basic principle that yes, don't agree for the moderation philosophy, agree for abstinence philosophy. Now let us go more advanced. Now the more advanced principle is Samashitaye Padapallava Plavam Mahat Padam Punyavasho Murare Bhavamuri Vassa Padam Param Padam 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 Yadavipadam Anatesha. Because this was what we speak previously was just a shadow. The real thing is actually that anything which is for the pleasure of the Lord should not be renounced. That is the first principle of surrender. Anything Krishna likes, we should accept. Anything Krishna does not like, we should reject. That is the first principle of surrender. And this is where the foundation of spiritual life starts. The surrender doesn't mean Sharanagati doesn't mean my imagination. Sharanagati means you have to go and ask Krishna what he likes. So Krishna likes that. So anything in the world which can be used for the glorification of Krishna, I accept. But today, then, we have to be very careful now in dealing with the resources of this world. What has happened today in this world? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he said, Grama Katha na shunive. Don't hear ordinary talk in this world. There are two talks. One is Krishna Katha, one is Gramya Katha. Understood? One is Krishna Katha, one is Gramya Katha. Now Krishna Katha we are hearing now. But if you open a TV, or you open an internet, or you open a mobile, what is available is Gramya Katha. And the Maya's business is to distract you from Krishna's focus. All the instruments today are used by an individual to forget Krishna. Just like on Sunday, and sometimes when the less people are there, people ask why less people are there. They just go, switch off the satellite. All this internet is just switch off. Just see all the people here on the road and they will go to temples and everything. Actually, what these mediums are doing, Prabhupada used to laugh. He said, these are all laughter of Maya. Because why Maya achieve? What is the business of Maya? To take your mind away from Krishna. This mind is only to be used to think about Krishna. So what are they doing? Weapons of mass? Distraction. Not destruction. Distraction. They pull the mind away of an individual. Correct? You see, what is the person doing on the mobile? He is pulling his mind away from the lotus feet of Krishna. What is the person doing on the internet? Because mostly it is filled of everything except Krishna. Krishna Katha is 0.0000001%. 99.999999% is Gramya Katha. This happened here. Bomb blast happened here. 30 people died. 90 people died. This here, a train accident happened. 50 people died. Gramya Katha going on. There is no end to it. One headline, one line is enough. No end. Then you go inside. Every person has to be very, very careful. Correct? You want to use this instrument for service of Krishna, you have to be very careful. Something you have to know, you cannot be fooled. Your Prabhupada every day in the morning used to tell disciples when he is taking breakfast, something secretary, read the headlines. Okay, anything is there, just read it. It's not that you cannot be fool number one. Prabhupada used to say you should know something of this world and you should know everything of something. But don't do reverse of it. You want to know everything of all this world and nothing about Krishna consciousness. This is this world. You should know something of everything and everything of something. That's the principle. Something of everything is actually little. You should know what's happening. Oh, petrol is becoming so expensive. So I know when I go to buy it, this is the rate. Correct? You should know, be practical. Don't be a fool. Devotee is never a fool. Devotee wants to only wants to serve Krishna. He's very careful. He's not a fool. So he has to be aware. At the same time, devotee should not forget. My real business life is to know everything of something. That's Krishna. But today people are reversed. They know everything of something, that is this Gramya Katha, and something of everything. Something of everything they get lost there only. Rather to say. They are busy, 140 channels or 210 channels, they are busy. Something is there, something is nothing. They are wasting their time. So in this way, actually the society and one thing, there is one side they are distracted by this thing, they pull the mind away from Krishna, then there is no spiritual pleasure, and then there is no goal in life anyway. You never knew the goal in life. You become innocent victims of what? Moderation philosophy. And you are slaughtered into vices. And then when dharma principle is gone, correct? Vices mean dharma is gone. Artha, even if it is there, it will disappear. It's no time. Even if it is there, it is unknown. I remember, I worked for a short time. When I worked in Bangalore in a software company, 1 week, whatever salary they get, they drink it up. Recently in Bombay, people are arrested, a rape party. And who are the people? Big, rich IPL cricketers, some of them. Big film star children. All slaughtered into vices. Yeah, slaughtered into vices. So this is we have to understand. Definitely we get upset. It is just that, but at the same time we should have the knowledge to understand why such things happen. Srila Prabhupada ki Bhagavad